Hey, hey. Um, I don't know where to start really. I think that um, after our call last week, obviously I pulled two or three cards for you, and it seemed that the messages I was giving, although very, very brief, it felt like they resonated with you. And after the call, I don't know why, I kept thinking about it for a couple of days. And I really felt that there was more information that I needed to give you. So I know we've kind of talked about me giving a reading for you, but we've never really gone into any details or really particularly talked about what areas you would want to look at. Although at the same time, you've also told me on a couple of occasions that this is a big year for you in terms of some goals and personal things that you want to achieve. So I sat down earlier today and I did a reading for you. And that's really what the purpose of this video is, because I've done the reading, but I want to show you what I've done. And I think that, I hope that there's some value in at least some of the messages that come out of this. I think it's quite a powerful reading. Now, obviously, I don't know your specific situation, but often I feel that can make my readings more powerful because I'm not influenced by preconceived ideas of what you might be looking for. And so I'm just interpreting the cards as I see them. Now, as I said, I did this earlier today. So at the moment, the cards you'll see when I turn my camera around, but at the moment, the cards are all face down, and I'm going to pull them as if I'm reading for you live. But what I've done, I've got some notes here as well. So if I go a bit off track, I can come back to it because it's a strange way for me to read. But what I've done with each of the cards, I've tried to give you three or four different interpretations of how that card might be applied to a situation that may or may not be relevant to you. So not all of the information is going to apply. But then there might be things that I think are completely irrelevant and actually they really hit a mark with you as well. So I'm going to give you everything that came to me, with the hope that you take what is relevant to you, but also maybe don't disregard things that, if they don't seem relevant to you now, doesn't mean that there isn't some relevance of something that hasn't yet happened. So, take what is relevant for now, but then just sort of, file the rest of it in case anything comes up for you later on that you need to think about. So you'll probably see I'm in my office. I won't give you the full guided tour, you're fine, but you can see I've got my tree of life behind me that's usually lit up. Haven't put it on today, and I've got all my moon phases, the different phases that we go through. And there's all sorts of magic-y, witchy stuff in here, but like I say, I won't give you the full tour now. What I want to do, though, is get on and give you this reading. So obviously it's a different situation for me because normally somebody will approach me, they will ask for a reading, and even if somebody says they want a general reading, chances are there's something in there that they're hoping crops up. So people have usually got a reason to consult somebody like me to read the cards. So what I've done with you is I've gone to quite a traditional tarot spread. It's one that's called the Celtic Cross, and again I'll show you in a minute, and I'll explain a little bit about how it works. But the Celtic Cross for me is a really, really good starting point for a reading because it looks at the querent, i.e. you. It looks at your immediate challenges, it looks at past, it looks at present, and it looks at environmental factors and all sorts of different things that are around you that could influence the way things play out for you over the coming, well, let's say over the coming year. Now, as any decent tarot reader will tell you, tarot is not a fortune telling tool. It is there that basically is a bit of a roadmap. So what it's saying is if you continue on the current trajectory that you are taking, this is the most likely outcome that you can expect. Now, if you don't like what I'm saying, or if it's not going in the way you want it to, then use this to put a line in the sand and change your direction, because that's all this is doing. It's saying, if you carry on exactly as you are and you don't change any form of direction or any approach of what you're doing, this is where you're likely to end up. Okay. And at the end of the day, you didn't ask for this reading. So if you didn't want it and it's not giving you any value, then just disregard it. But hopefully there is some value in here for you. And you never know. I would love to chat with you about it at some point when you're not quite so busy. And you can give me your thoughts and let me know if I'm on point with this or not. So I'm going to stop my video for a second. I'm going to move my cameras around and then hopefully I'll be able to show you my table. So you won't see me, you'll probably see my hands and you'll see my table, you'll see my cards, but you'll hear my voice as I'm explaining what I am doing. So I will see you on the other side in a minute when I've sorted things out. Okay, so I know you're not going to see everything on my table here. My camera's at a bit of a jaunty angle and I haven't got a tripod in here to help me. But hopefully you get the idea of what I'm doing. You can see this is live. This is my hands. And as I pick up the individual cards, I will put them up to the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. But what I wanted to do, first of all, is show you the layout of the spread. So what I want you to do is imagine this Celtic cross that is split into two main sections. So this part here, which is to me the left, and then there's the four cards down the right-hand side here. Now, the cross section on the left is cards 1 to 6, and the staff section over here is cards 7 to 10. The circle shows what is going on in the querent's life, the querent obviously being you, at the time of this reading. And this section is actually made up of two separate crosses. So there's a small central one here, which is cards 1 and 2, and they are nestled within a larger cross, which is cards 3 through to 6. The smaller cross represents the heart of the situation. So it's you and the current challenge that you are facing right now. And what is really the most important thing to you going on at the moment. Excuse me. The larger cross represents the two lines that overlay the smaller cross. The horizontal line, which is cards 1, 3, and 4, 1 being in the middle, 3 and 4, giving you a past, present, and future. Excuse me. Giving you a past, present, and future. So it's time moving from where you are going forward. And the vertical line, which is cards 1, again, 5 and 6, which is your consciousness moving from unconsciousness at the bottom to conscious mind at the top of the screen. Now together, these 6 cards are really there to give you a snapshot of the inner and outer environment that you are experiencing at the time of this reading. So this is accurate for here and now. The staff section, which is the 4 cards down the right hand side, looks at relationships between the querent and the environment in which they're operating and can provide a better indication of what is happening in the broader context. Now, as I think I said, but certainly alluded to, I did this reading for you earlier today. And because it's a slightly different situation in that, you're not physically here with me, I'm not connecting with your energy, and you're not able to ask me questions, what I've done, I've got some notes here. And what I've done is I've looked at sort of 3 or 4 different potential meanings for each of the cards. So if the first thing I tell you doesn't resonate and make sense, then hold tight and see what else comes up. But also with this, bearing in mind, yes, I'm looking at now, but I'm also looking at the period coming up. So you're not necessarily going to be experiencing all of the things that I'm talking to you about right now. Hopefully some of it will be relevant, but don't expect all of it to resonate with you immediately at this point in time. Now, I have to say, you have got some really, really powerful cards in your reading, which probably doesn't surprise me that much because what I've derived from you and your personality on a couple of short calls is that actually you are a sort of a strong, powerful personality. And that really, I believe, is shining through in these cards today. So the first card that I have got for you in the centre here is a beautiful, beautiful card. And I smiled when this came up because I think if I had to pick a card that resonated with you, I think this probably would have been the one that I picked. And the first card is the Ace of Wands. Can you see that? Really strong, powerful card, beautiful colours, and you can see how it reflects in the light. Okay. Now, this card, it's as I said, it's representing you in your present situation, and it suggests a time of new beginnings. So, any ace, irrespective if it's ace of wands, swords, pentacles, or cups, and number one is always the start of something. And if it's not the start of something, it's the start of a new phase. So that's what I want you to keep in mind here. But as I said, it's representing your present situation, and to me, it's suggesting a time of new beginnings with great potential, especially in the realms of business and career. The Ace of Wands is a really, really powerful card, and it symbolizes for me inspiration, new opportunities, and the inner spark of creativity that is necessary to start a new project or venture. You can see in the card that the hands there are sort of cupping a flame. It's like they're nurturing and willing something to go forward and burst into flames and become much more powerful. And that is where I see you at the start of your journey right now. Now, the Ace of Wands to me indicates that you are currently experiencing or are about to experience a burst of energy and motivation that's going to drive you to take some real action towards your goals. It's a card of potential which is urging you to believe in your vision and to have the courage to take the first steps towards realizing your ambitions. In the context of business, the Ace of Wands card can suggest the start of a new enterprise, but as I said, it can also be a new phase in an existing project or sudden sort of clarity and vision that leads to a significant jump forward in progress in terms of what you're doing. And you are likely feeling passionate and enthusiastic about your ideas, and you're ready to channel your energy into productive action. So, a really, really great place to start with this card. Now, I'm just going to move it so you'll still see it because I might refer back to some of these cards as we continue through the reading. But this card is really encouraging you now to take some bold moves and embrace the entrepreneurial, I can never say that, the business spirit within. However, it is also a reminder that whilst the seed of an idea is there, it requires constant effort and nurturing to grow. You know, a farmer doesn't set his seeds today and harvest his crop tomorrow. He needs the rain, he needs the sun, he needs time, he needs to nurture these things. And you're being told you need to give your venture time to materialize in terms of what it needs to be. You're being advised to use this time of high energy and potential to lay down a really solid foundation for your future endeavors, ensuring that your initial spark of inspiration evolves into a sustainable and a successful business strategy for you as you move forward. But overall, the Ace of Wands is a really, really positive sign for your goals in the coming year. It's indicating a time of new opportunities, creativity, and the drive to make things happen. You need to remain open to new ideas, though, and be ready to act upon them. So, the idea that you have now I suspect isn't the finished product. There's more to come, whether that's enhancement or next phase or whatever. I really feel at the moment that there is more to come. And maintaining your passion and enthusiasm whilst focusing on the practical steps needed to bring your vision to fruition is absolutely vital at this point in time. Hopefully that makes some sense. Now, the next card in the Celtic Cross here is basically this card is looking at the immediate challenges that you are facing in the here and now. And the cup that I pulled for you is an interesting one. It's a beautiful card. It's the Two of Cups. Can you see that? And this threw me a little bit because cups is usually associated with partnerships and romantic connections and things like that. It's a lovely, lovely card. It's difficult to get that in the camera. Can you see that? So when I pulled this, I thought, well, what is this trying to tell me? Because initially for me, it didn't sort of fit into a business kind of reading. But when I thought about it a bit more, I think it's really adding a layer of complexity to your situation, particularly in the context of business goals and success. Now, as I've said, the Two of Cups is traditionally associated with partnership, unity, and an emotional connection. It signifies harmony in relationships. But of course, relationships, yes, they can be romantic, but they can be platonic or they can be professional. And that's the line I've decided to look at for this. So for me, drawing the Two of Cups as an immediate challenge for you suggests that your progress or your success in your business endeavors may be closely tied to your relationships or your partnerships. And the challenge here could involve finding the right business partner, improving communication within a partnership, or reconciling different viewpoints to achieve a harmonious collaboration. So, some of the specific points that I thought about in terms of interpreting this card, the Two of Cups, for you in the context of challenge within your goals reading, things that I looked at was firstly potentially finding the right partnership for you. And maybe it's that you're in a position where forming a business partnership is crucial for your success, and the challenge lies in finding a partner who shares your vision, your values, and also your commitment to the business. It could also be looking at balancing personal and professional relationships because if, for example, you're in a business partnership with somebody who also has a personal relationship with you, then the Two of Cups could indicate the need to maintain a delicate balance between personal and professional aspects of your relationship. Alternatively, it could be about resolving conflicts. So, this card might suggest that there are underlying tensions or disagreements in a current partnership that needs to be addressed. And perhaps you might need to focus on open communication, empathy, and finding common ground to move forwards effectively. The final thing that came to me was about building networks. So, in a broader sense, the Two of Cups could also point to the importance of networking and building relationships that support your business goals. The challenge may involve stepping out of your comfort zone to connect with others in your industry. But however we choose to look at this card, the Two of Cups as a challenge is inviting you to focus on the interpersonal aspects of your business. Success in your endeavors is not just about your individual actions, but it's also about how you interact with others and form meaningful connections with them. You're encouraged here to approach partnerships with openness, clear communication, and a willingness to understand and respect different perspectives. Because in doing so, you can really transform this challenge into a strong foundation of mutual success and fulfillment. Now, again, I'm just going to move this card to the top because as we go through the reading, you're going to see I'm going to keep coming back and referring to this card because there's a lot of messages that I think this card is connected to and influences. So, as I say, we will start to come back to some of these cards as we move through the journey. Okay, well, hopefully this is making some sort of sense to you at the moment. Now, the next card we are going to look at, this card here, card three. And in this position, in this particular type of reading, card three represents the root cause of a situation or potentially some kind of underlying factors. And this card for me adds a really, really sort of powerful dimension to your reading. The card I pulled for you in this position, can you see him? There we go, you see him? King of Wands, okay? He's a really charismatic chap, isn't he? He's sitting there, he's looking very, very confident, very self assured. He's got all his ducks in a line. He's got everything all together in his world right now. So I'll pop him just back there so you can see him for a minute. This guy for me is symbolizing bold leadership. I think I've already used the word charisma. Basically, he's a mastery of himself, of his own passions and his own creativity. Now, this often represents an individual who is visionary, adventurous, and unafraid to take risks or to achieve their goals. This could be you, absolutely, it could be you, but it could be somebody who has influenced you in some way in the past, maybe somebody you learnt from, a mentor, or it could be I don't know, a father figure, or a particularly good boss you've had, just somebody who really earned respect. Now, in the context of your particular reading, and because I'm looking at goals for you, and also considering the challenges that we looked at with card two, being the Two of Cups, then for me, the King of Wands is really suggesting that the underlying factors in your situation right now is about leadership, and in particular, leadership style, or it could be your approach to your ambitions and your creative projects. So, when I spent time thinking about this card, the reasons that came to me that may be relevant to you, or things that you might need to think about. Now, we've already said this guy represents strong leadership and vision. And it's clear that you have got an absolute vision for your business, and also the confidence to move forward, drive your business forward towards success. Now, you are likely perceived as a charismatic and an influential figure, and you are without doubt capable of inspiring others with your passion and your determination. That's kind of how I feel about you, and that's what this card is really telling me at the moment. Now, the card indicates a willingness to take some risks and also to explore new territories. So, your success might be rooted in your ability to innovate and not shy away from unconventional approaches and ideas. Now, obviously, I don't know what it is that you are looking to do with your business, but that's something that I felt sort of quite compelled to tell you. Now, the King of Wands also represents mastery and expertise. So, your position in your field may be already well established, and perhaps you've got a wealth of experience that you are bringing to your endeavors, again, shown by the King of Wands. But the card also suggests that you value your autonomy and that you prefer to have control over your own ventures, which could mean that your leadership style is assertive and direct, because I suspect you're not one to shy away from tough decisions. That's what I'm getting from this card. However, the King of Wands is also carrying a warning not to overlook the softer skills and the importance of collaboration, as we've been indicated with the challenge card that we saw in position two, being the Two of Cups. So while your leadership and your visions are absolutely your key strength, your success may also depend on your ability to manage relationships, potentially foster some teamwork, and ensure that your assertiveness doesn't overshadow the need for cooperation and mutual respect from any partnerships that you may need to help you drive your goals forward. So, for me, in summary, the King of Wands as the underlying factor in your reading highlights really strong leadership qualities within you, creativity, and what's that word again? Entrepreneur, you know what I mean, spirit. It suggests that these attributes are central to your current path and to your achievements in business. However, it's also reminding you to balance this bold approach with attention to relationships and collaboration, as we've been asked to do with the presence of the Two of Cups in this particular reading. So, hopefully, that makes a little bit of sense to you. It's defining you as a really good, strong character, but sometimes you need to maybe recognize that you need the help and support from others as well. This card, though, is ensuring that your drive and passion are channeled in a way that brings out the best in you and also those people that you work with. Okay, so I'm going to pop that card up there with the others in case we need to refer back to it. Now, the fourth card here in the Celtic Cross is used to represent the past and its influence on your present situation. And the card I pulled from you here is a beautiful card. It's Justice. Can you see that? I don't know how clearly these cards are coming up for you. So you can see, hopefully you can see there's a woman and she's got some scales and she's balancing everything perfectly. And that's key. So keep that picture in mind. Keep thinking about the balance. Okay? So in your reading, for me, the appearance of the Justice card here in this particular position is adding a layer of karmic balance and decision making in the context of your business goals and challenges. So, Justice is a card from the Major Arcana and it's symbolizing fairness, truth, and the law of cause and effect. Okay, it is suggesting the need for balance, accountability, and integrity. When a card appears in a reading, or when this card appears in a reading, it's often pointing to a situation where decisions are being made or will need to be made with a clear sense of right or wrong. Okay? So, when I thought about this card and how it might influence your reading, the solutions or the situations I came up with, justice in this position can indicate that your current situation is a result of past decisions, actions, and efforts. It could suggest that fairness and integrity with which you've handled your business affairs up to this point are now coming back to you, whether that be for better or for worse, depending on the situation you're finding yourself dealing with. The Justice card might also point to legal matters, contracts, or negotiations that have played a significant role in your past. And these may have set the stage for your current situation, emphasizing the importance of legality and fairness in your dealings. The card could also suggest that your ethical stance and your commitment to what you believe in is fair and just and has significantly influenced your business path. It may be a reminder of the importance of maintaining these values as you move forward. But it can also be about balance and equilibrium because your past may have involved finding the right balance between various aspects of business, such as a work life balance, balancing the books, or balancing competing interests in a partnership. Now, as you reflect on the message from the Justice card, you are encouraged to consider how past actions based on fairness, integrity, and balance have shaped your situation as it is now. It's a reminder that your future success will also depend on maintaining these values, making decisions with a clear sense of right and wrong, and understanding that long term consequences of your actions. Okay, so it is a warning, but it's just a warning to point you in the right direction. But furthermore, in light of the challenges and the strengths indicated by the Two of Cups and the King of Wands, Justice card in this position may also be advising you to ensure that fairness and ethical considerations are at the forefront of any partnerships or leadership style that you develop as you move on from this point. And this approach will not only help in creating a harmonious working environment, but also in building a reputation that can significantly contribute to the sustainable success of your own business endeavours. Okay, so hopefully that's going to make some sense to you. Just going to move things around a little bit here. Now, we're halfway through. So the fifth card in this particular reading represents the crown of the situation. It's the potential, the future, and the best possible outcome that you can find. Sorry, it's this card here. It's because I'm looking at my screen and it's the wrong way around. So it's this card here. And in this reading, I had to smile when I got this card because really you couldn't get anything any better. You pulled the sun. Okay, you see that? Beautiful card. Everybody always wants the sun in a reading, and particularly in this position. This card is bringing a very optimistic and positive energy to the overall interpretation of your entire reading. The sun, as I've said, is one of the most favourable cards of any tarot deck, and it symbolises success, radiance, and vitality. And you can really see that very, very clearly from the picture there. You can see how the sun is so radiant. It represents clarity, joy, and alignment with energy that comes from feeling fully aligned with your own life path. So, whatever it is you're working on now is your destiny, it is your life path. When the sun appears, it's often a sign that things are going in the right direction and that there's a sense of abundance, growth, and positivity surrounding the situation that you are finding yourself in. So, when I thought about how this card might influence your reading in the context of business and goals in this position, and also considering the challenges indicated by the previous cards, I decided that the sun is suggesting that the potential future for your business endeavours is very, very bright. This card indicates achievement, acclaim, and the realisation of goals. It's a sign that your efforts are likely to be recognised and rewarded. Now, the sun brings clarity to situations, so it might indicate that you will have clear understanding of the direction in which you need to move. Decisions and the path forward are likely to be illuminated by this big old sun, reducing confusion and uncertainty. So, if you ever feel a little bit unsure which way to go, just go inside yourself, listen to your intuition because the sun is there and it's guiding you and telling you what you need to do. Now, the card reflects a period of great energy and health. Okay, so your vitality is going to empower you to take on the challenges of your business with enthusiasm and strength. But the sun's energy is not just about external success. It's also about that inner joy and satisfaction that we all crave in life. And you're likely to feel very, very positive and optimistic about your business prospects. And this positive spirit is also going to be infectious, spreading to your team and any collaborators that you may well be working with. Now, when I thought about it, in light of the Two of Cups, the sun is suggesting that any partnerships or collaborations that you're engaged with, whether now or later, will be fruitful and will bring mutual joy and success. But when we're considering the King of Wands in your reading, the sun reinforces the effectiveness of his leadership style. His charisma and visions are likely to lead to significant achievements and recognition, which, let's be honest, is something that's pretty cool. So, in summary, the sun in the fifth card of your reading on this Celtic cross spread is a really, really positive sign. It's indicating that the potential future or the best outcome for your business is one of success, clarity, and joy. And it suggests that if you continue on your current trajectory, maintaining integrity, balance, and partnerships from the Two of Cups, and harnessing your incredible leadership skills from the King of Wands, you are likely to achieve remarkable success and fulfillment within your business endeavors. Now, the card is encouraging you to stay optimistic, embrace your inner vitality, and let your light shine, as you can see here from the sun, because it's not only going to guide you, but also positively influence those people around you. And that is so important in business. Now, the sixth card that we get in the Celtic spread is representing your immediate future or the next step forward. So when we look at that, I want you to again factor in the five cards that we've seen already, but remember that the sun is here telling you that if we get any challenges coming up from these remaining cards, the sun in your crown position is telling you that whatever happens, you're going to get through it. Okay? So, not suggesting there's anything bad in these cards, there isn't. But the next set of cards we're going to look at are potential lessons that we need to prepare for and learn. And the sixth card that we are going to look at now is looking at your immediate future and the next step forward. And in your reading, we got the Nine of Wands reversed. Okay, now that's quite important when I say reversed. I'm going to show you this card upside down, so it's not going to make a huge amount of sense. When you look at it the right way up, it's really hard putting these in front of the camera. You can see that there's a woman in the bed and she looks a little bit threatened, shall we say. There's 9 swords and they're all pointing down towards her, and it looks quite an aggressive, unpleasant card. You can see that the woman is being overwhelmed by negative fears and thoughts. However, remember I said your card is reversed, okay? And that often indicates a release from burdens or a realization that the worries have been experiencing are not as insurmountable as they may have originally seemed, okay? So this card surprised me a little bit when I first saw it, but then when I sort of thought about it, and I thought about it in context with everything else, it started to make perfect sense to me. So, you know, you're in business, okay? So the fact is, you could well have been experiencing some sleepless nights or periods of stress and anxiety about your business or your personal life and how everything is going to fit together. But the Nine of Swords reverse suggests that this period is coming to an end, okay? And you're likely to find ways to cope with your worries or discover that they were exaggerated or maybe even unfounded. And you know, so often we build things up in our minds, and then when the reality hits, it's never quite as bad as we were expecting. And I think that's what this card is saying here. Now, this card in a reversed position can also indicate that you have already learned some valuable lessons from some challenges. You may now be able to use this newfound wisdom to avoid similar situations in the future or to navigate current challenges more effectively as you progress on your journey. The Nine of Swords reversed can also signify a shift in how you are perceiving your own specific situation. And you might realize that your fears are controlled, or that you have the strength and the resources to confront and overcome them in a much smoother sort of transition period than you were potentially expecting. Now, if you've been harboring any guilt or regret, especially in the context of your business dealings or partnerships, as we may have seen indicated by the Two of Cups, then this card really is suggesting that, you know, maybe you need to think about forgiving yourself, learn from the past, and move forward with a clearer conscience. Okay, so if there's anything that perhaps you think, oh, didn't do that quite as well as I could have, or if I could do that again, I'd do it differently. This card's telling you to move on. It's time to put that behind you. Now, your overall mental health is also likely to improve, and this can positively impact your decision making abilities, your creativity, and your productivity in your business endeavors. And that's coming again from this card. So, in light of the previous cards and the optimistic energy brought by the Sun that we saw previously, the Nine of Swords reversed in the immediate future position suggests that you are on the verge of overcoming your worries and fears, paving the way for a more positive and constructive phase moving forward. So, this is actually encouragement for you to continue confronting your anxieties, possibly seeking support or employing coping strategies that work for you, as this is going to lead you to personal growth and improved circumstances. The burdens that you may have been carrying are likely to be lifted, allowing you to focus more fully on your goals and the bright future that we've had indicated here from the Sun. Okay, so they are the 6 cards from the cross, and remember we talked about that being you and your current situation. So we're now going to go on to these 4 cards here from the staff, and we're going to start here with card 7. And this card represents you and your attitude or position in regards to your current position. And here we've got, interestingly, another reverse card. Now I'll show you it the right way up. First of all, you've got the 8 of Cups, okay? But that is reversed, okay? Now, the Eight of Cups reversed in this position is shedding some light on your current mindset or your emotional state concerning your business goals and the journey that you are on. The Eight of Cups typically represents a decision to leave something behind in search of something that's more meaningful. It's a journey towards self-discovery or the need to let go of unsatisfying situations. And if you look at the card, you can see he's got 8 cups there. Cups are often associated with all the good things we want: abundance, love, money, health, whatever. But you can see he's turned his back on them. He's not looking after them, and some of the cups have fallen over. Okay, but remember that you've got this card reversed. So the Eight of Cups, as I've said, typically represents a decision to leave something behind in search of something that's more meaningful to you, and can be a journey towards self-discovery or the need to let go of unsatisfying situations. When this card appears in its reverse position, it can indicate several nuances in how you are dealing with your current situation right now. So when I thought about this, I thought, maybe you're feeling a little bit uncertain about leaving a situation or moving from certain aspects of your business. And the Eight of Cups reverse suggests that you might be reconsidering a decision to walk away from something, or you're hesitant to leave something behind that has been fulfilling for you, even though or it has been familiar to you, even though it's not necessarily been fulfilling. So you're being asked to consider if what you're doing is really what's the best for you, or if perhaps you need to put yourself out of the comfort zones that you might be in just a little bit. Now, the card could also indicate that you need to revisit, or you need to address some unresolved issues in your business or your personal life. And that again is what we saw with the Nine of Cups. There might be Nine of Swords, sorry. There might be a situation or a relationship that you thought you'd moved on from, but it still requires your attention. Okay? We cannot move forward and expect new things to come in our life if we are still carrying the baggage from the past. So if there's some unresolved issues in there, this card is telling you to deal with them. It could also represent fear of change or fear of the unknown, because this card reversed can also reflect a reluctance to step out of your comfort zone. So maybe I thought you could be struggling with the idea of making significant changes or taking risks, despite feeling unsatisfied with certain aspects in your current situation. Sometimes it's more comfortable to stay where we are than to put your head above the parapet and go for what it is that you really want. This card also could mean that you're in a phase where you need to reassess your emotional well-being and ensure that your actions align with your true feelings and your desires. It's a time to be honest with yourself about what is generally fulfilling for you, and really spend some time thinking about that. Because in the context of this reading, especially considering the release of worries indicated by the Nine of Swords reversed and the positive potential that we saw from the Sun, the Eight of Cups reversed suggests that you're at a pivotal point. Okay? So I feel that you need to really go deep and reflect on your current commitments, reassess your goals, and decide whether to invest more in your current path or to let go and move towards new horizons. Now, that doesn't mean you leave me on my coaching program, just saying. The card is encouraging you to be introspective, to consider what truly matters to you, and to ensure that your next steps align with your personal and your professional fulfillment. Okay, quite heavy that one, but I think there's some interesting thought process in there. Now, we're getting there. The eighth card represents the environment or the influence of other people around you. Okay, and here you got another reversed card. Okay, and you got the Ace of Swords. Now, I'll show you the card the right way up so you can see. There's a sword there, and there's a dove. And it's an ace again. So remember what we said, it's talking about beginnings. But you got this card reversed. So the Ace of Swords reversed in this particular position, being your environment or influence, can provide insight into the challenges or influences that you are facing from your external environment in relation to your business goals. So the Ace of Swords generally symbolizes clarity, breakthroughs, and new ideas. It's about cutting through that confusion to really find your truth and your justice. However, when it's reversed, it can indicate confusion and miscommunication or a lack of clarity in a situation. And here's how I felt this card could potentially be influencing your situation right now. So, again, thinking about all the other cards and everything else I've said so far in your reading, I wondered if perhaps you're experiencing miscommunication or misunderstanding with partners, messages not being conveyed clearly, or they're being misinterpreted. I then thought that the environment may be contributing to a sense of confusion or uncertainty about the best course of action. Maybe you're receiving conflicting advice or information that is making it difficult to form a clear strategy for which you need to move on from. Now, the Ace of Swords can suggest that new ideas or solutions are being blocked or delayed. There might be external factors preventing you from gaining the insight or the breakthroughs that you need to move forward. So, remember what I talked about in terms of releasing any baggage, anything that could be blocking you, and that's kind of being symbolized in this card here. You may be finding it challenging to make decisions or gain the mental clarity you need to proceed forward with confidence. And this again could be due to a lack of clear information or complex and confusing business environments that you need to work through. But the card definitely suggests that there is a need to question and critically evaluate the advice and information that you are receiving. It's a reminder to look beneath the surface and ensure that your decisions are based on a solid understanding of the facts. Now, in some cases, the Ace of Swords reversed can point to legal issues relating to contracts, agreements, or legal matters that are perhaps not quite as clear cut as they should be. So, if that is the case, this card is telling you read the small print, my friend, go through the details. Now, in the context of the reading, especially considering the introspective and reflective energy suggested by the Eight of Cups, reversed, and of course the Ace of Sword reversed, is encouraging you to be cautious about the information and the advice that you are receiving from your current environment. It's a reminder to seek clarity, to ensure that communications are clear and straightforward, and not to rush into decisions without a thorough understanding of the situation. So you're being encouraged to really cut through the noise, to question assumptions, and to rely on your own judgment and that gut feeling, that intuition, and take the insight to navigate through any confusion that you might be experiencing. Okay? Now, the ninth cup in this reading represents your hopes and fears. And again, you got another reverse card. And what's interesting is this one is the Two of Swords following on directly from the One. Can you see that? Okay. So this is, I'm showing you the right way up, and you can see the woman is blindfolded and she's looking a little bit lost and a little bit unsure of things. But bearing in mind, you got this card in reverse. Now, Two of Swords typically symbolises a stalemate or a difficult decision to be made, often involving balance and thoughtful compromise. And I'll take you back to the Justice card that we spoke to earlier. It suggests a time of choice where one may be avoiding making decisions or is caught between two opposing sides or ideas. However, when reversed, this card often points to the breaking of a stalemate, but it can also indicate some confusion, the release of tension, or the avoidance of making a necessary choice. Okay, so I really feel there's some decisions here that you have still got to work through. So when I thought about the Two of Swords reversed and how it might manifest in your hopes and fears, I came up with the fact that maybe you could be a bit worried about making a critical decision regarding your business or your personal life. And the fear of consequences or regrets if the wrong path is chosen can be a significant source of anxiety. And we know we've seen a little bit of anxiety in the reading so far. On a hopeful note, the card can indicate that your desire to break free from indecision or deadlock. Maybe you're looking for a sign or an event that's going to help clarify your thoughts and guide you towards that definitive choice. The Two of Swords reversed can also suggest a tendency to avoid dealing with conflicts or decisions. So maybe you're hoping to bypass a challenging situation without directly having to confront it. But we know that doesn't always work terribly well. This card might indicate that you are ready and hoping to release suppressed emotions or thoughts that have been causing internal conflict for you. And there's a desire for mental clarity and peace. And we know that's coming from some of the other cards that we've seen. But it can also be an acknowledgement of a necessary compromise. So you might be realizing that a compromise or more of a nuanced approach is required to resolve your dilemmas. Maybe you're fearing the implications of such a compromise, but also hope for the balance and harmony that they could bring. Now, in the context of this entire reading, especially considering the introspective energy of the Eight of Cups reversed and the external confusion indicated by the Ace of Swords reversed, the Two of Swords reversed in this position of hopes and fears suggests that you are at a pivotal point. Okay, so maybe you're seeking clarity and resolutions, but it might also be an apprehension about changes and decisions that the clarity is going to entail. But whatever, it's a call for you to confront your dilemmas, to make necessary decisions, and to not shy away from complexities of your situation. And while the process may involve some tension and some challenging confrontations, it also holds the potential for growth, resolutions, and a clearer path forward. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And here we are. We've come to the final card. Now, the 10th card in this type of spread represents the potential outcome or resolution of a situation. And for this particular card, you got the Two of Wands. Okay, can you see that? It's really difficult to know how this is showing up. If any of these images aren't clear and you want, just let me know and I'll take photographs of them and send them through to you. The Two of Wands in this position, again, is really significant, especially in the context of business goals and challenges that you have faced or are currently facing. So for me, this card symbolises planning, future thinking, and progress. And you can see in the card that the guy is standing there. He's got a bag, like a backpack with him, and he's looking forward as if he's going on a journey. Okay, and that I think is you. It's about having the world in your hands with the potential to move forward in a really powerful way. And this card suggests a period of personal growth, vision, and understanding of your own goals and desires. Now, this card often appears when a person is at a crossroads considering their long term goals and their means to achieve them. So, when I thought about this card and how it manifests as the potential outcome for you, based on all of these other cards, the Two of Wands indicated that perhaps you're likely to start making some solid plans for your future. You're not just dreaming, it's about taking actionable steps towards realizing your goals. After the indecision suggested by the Two of Swords reversed, the Two of Wands suggests that you will make your choice and you will be ready to commit to the path that you have chosen. It indicates a shift from contemplation to action. Now, this card can suggest expansion in business, such as exploring new markets, considering international partnerships, or embarking on new ventures. Whatever, you are likely to be looking at a bigger picture and thinking about long term success. The Two of Wands is about personal power and taking control of your own destiny. So, for you, this card suggests a period of increased confidence and the ability to shape your future. So, after the mental turmoil indicated by the Nine of Swords reversed and the indecision of the Two of Swords reversed, the Two of Wands is suggesting that you're finding balance and a clear direction. Your approach to the challenges you're facing is likely to be more measured and strategic. Now, in the context of your entire reading, the Two of Wands as the potential outcome is a truly, truly positive sign because it suggests that despite the challenges and some periods of indecision or confusion that you are going to face, you are on the path to real growth and success. And this card is encouraging you to continue looking forward, to plan wisely, but to take some bold steps towards your goals. It's a reminder that your vision and your determination are key assets to navigating your journey and that your future is full of potential and opportunity. Now, your Celtic Cross reading paints a very, very vivid picture of a journey marked by new beginnings, introspection, and ultimately promise growth and achievement. The cards drawn indicate a complex interplay between personal development, interpersonal relationships, and the pursuit of business success. So, hopefully, that has given you quite a lot of detail and quite a lot of information. What I have done is I've broken down just a real sort of snapshot summary to pull everything together. So, to start with new beginnings and creativity that we saw with your Ace of Wands, your present situation is characterized by a surge of creative energy and the potential for new beginnings. This is a time of great opportunity, particularly in the realms of business and entrepreneurship for you. I said it right. Interpersonal challenges, well, the immediate challenge facing you involves partnerships or close relationships, and balancing personal connections with professional ambition is crucial. Effective communication and mutual understanding in partnerships are highlighted as areas requiring your attention right now. Remember, that was your current situation. The underlying factor in your situation is your strong leadership and your clear vision. Your entrepreneurial spirit, coupled with your charisma, is a significant asset. However, there is a reminder to balance the assertiveness with the softer skills needed for successful collaboration. Your past decisions, particularly those involving fairness and integrity, are influencing your current situation. And this card, being the Justice card, suggests a karmic balance between emphasizing the importance of ethical conduct and long-term consequences of your past actions. But the future is bright, and the sun is indicating success, clarity, and vitality. And this card is a very positive sign, suggesting that your efforts will likely be recognized with the achievement that you are looking for. The immediate future suggests a release from anxiety and worry that may have been holding you back. The shift presents you with an opportunity to approach your business endeavors with a new sense of clarity and focus. Your own position in the situation is marked by a period of introspection. There may be a hesitation to move on from a familiar or a need to revisit unresolved issues, but a careful reassessment of what is truly mattered is encouraged, whatever. Now, the influence of your environment may be contributing to confusion or lack of clarity, especially regarding communication. So, it's essential for you to seek clear information and cut through any noise or misunderstanding. Your hopes and fears revolve around overcoming indecisions and confronting dilemmas head on. There's a desire for resolution and clarity, balanced by fear of the implications of the choices that you need to make. The potential outcome is promising, with the Two of Wands suggesting strategic planning and forward thinking, and you are poised to make definitive decisions, taking control of your path and exploring new horizons. So, in conclusion, your reading reflects a dynamic and transformative period. It's certainly going to be an exciting one for you. It's emphasizing the importance of balancing your creative energy and your strong leadership with effective partnership and ethical consideration. Challenges in communications and decision making are evident, but the overall trajectory points towards resolution, growth, and success. So, as you navigate this journey, your inner clarity, strategic planning, and your willingness to address both personal and interpersonal aspects of your situation will be key factors in realizing the bright future that the Sun card is forecasting for you. Now, I hope I haven't overstepped the mark by doing this for you. I really hope there's some bits and pieces in here that resonate and make sense. And as I said, if something doesn't make sense now, don't completely disregard it, because we are looking ahead with this reading as well. So, file the information and just keep it in mind, because often things sort of crop up when you least expect them. Now, if you've got any questions that you want to put to me, or if you want me to send clearer images of any of the cards in particular, then let me know. And I would love, 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 love to know if any of this has made any sense to you at all, or if I've just sat here wasting my time. Anyway, I hope you're having a great week. I look forward to speaking to you on our next call. And yeah, hope this is of interest to you.